guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kide, and I'm back with another exciting video. Thank you so much for the love on the previous video, and if you're new to this channel, mwah, love you so much. Remember to subscribe and to like and to drop a comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always stopping by. So I had mentioned in the previous video that I was going to take you through the whole application process, how I started and how I eventually now got the offer, right? So I'm just going to leave like Canada out of the way because it didn't work out. So there's really like no need of putting it in the picture for now. So I'll just start with like the UK schools, right? So it started in January. So was it January or December? I'd put in applications, and I remember putting for University of Sunderland, I put in for Glasgow Caledonian, and I put in for University of Lincoln, right? And then I got a feedback. Funny enough, I think the three of them gave me feedback almost at the same time. That was like ending of January, beginning of February this year. Yes, I got feedback. I really wanted school in London because I've got relatives in London, so that was why I really wanted their campus in London. Right, so University of Sunderland gave me admission in London campus. Glasgow Caledonian gave me conditional, but in Glasgow campus. And University of Lincoln just gave me an entirely different course, so I just put them aside. I think they gave me agriculture or something, so I put it aside, right? And I went on with University of Sunderland in London. So I mean, I had started the whole process with them. I mean, even while applying, I had mentioned that I've had a previous UK refusal. I just declared everything, and I still got the admission, right? It was conditional, and I had things to meet up. I think I had to pay tuition deposit of £4,000. I had to upload my reference letters again, and I had to upload my official transcript. So I mean, I had done those three, and I mean, they had acknowledged my payment of school fees, and the next stage was to get CAS. And I remember they gave me one VSP form, visa preparatory support questionnaire, that would prepare me for likely questions that I would face, maybe if they want to interview me for visa or something, right? So I had even finished the questionnaire and submitted, and waiting to get the CAS open. I didn't know my tuberculosis test, right? So I done tuberculosis test in June. Yeah, I did it in June, and that tuberculosis test would last for 6 months. So I did it in June. Like, I had everything ready to just submit. I had my proof of funds, ready. I had opened an account for it, and that money was just in there. I was just doing little minimal withdrawals, but the main money was just there, just waiting for them to tell me to upload this document and get CAS. And then the next message I got from them in like ending July was that we're so sorry, we can't go on with this admission and blah blah blah. And I was, why, what happened? And they said because I've had a previous visa refusal. And I was like, but I mean, from the onset in like January, I've been putting this in. I put it in my whole application process, and you still gave me this offer. I mean, why didn't you mention it that early? I'd paid school fees, I'd done everything, and then you're mentioning when it's just time to like give me my CAS. It was so heartbreaking. I'd even written like severally to the school, telling them why, and they just said, oh, sorry, we can't help you, and this. Oh God, I was so heartbroken. Like, I mean, starting that process from like January up until July, and getting to hear all of that, it was really, really sad. And then I now went back to check on my Glasgow was still messaging me, oh, we're still waiting for you and all of that, but I didn't want the campus in Glasgow. So I mean, I told them that I would love the one in London, so they told me to reapply. So I mean, I just started afresh again. It was really heartbreaking, but I just started afresh again. And this time I just said I'm going to throw it all out, whether London, whether not London. I'm just going to throw it out to a lot of schools. So I did the Glasgow Caledonian to London, I did Hertfordshire, I did Robert Gordon, I did Teesside, I did Coventry University, I did Northumbria, and I did Northampton. And then I now did Anglia Ruskin University. I think about 7 of them thereabouts, and of course for the same course, MSc Public Health. Right, I just treat all around like anyone that just comes through. At that point already, that was already July. August. There was no way I could meet up for September intake again. So I was now, and I was already here. And January was 2023 was already getting filled. So like, okay, so I think I'm on track if I could just apply for January intake at once. So I just threw it all out. I didn't get a response that early from any of them, but the first university that gave me a response was Anglia Ruskin, and I think that was 1st of September. Yes, I remember. We started a new month, and then I just got the good news from them, and I'm like, oh wow. So I saw, they had campus in Cambridge, in Chelmsford, and in Peterborough, and I got a campus in Cambridge, right? And it was a conditional offer as well. I had to upload my official transcript, I had to submit my statement of purpose, and I had to update a recent reference form. And so I was really, really, really skeptical. After going through the heartbreak from the other school, I was just scared that after going through all of this, by the way, we're still waiting for a refund from University of Sunderland, because we had paid school fees, we had done everything to that other one. School fees refund, they'll tell you yes, they're going to refund in like one. It took really long. I think it took a month going to 2 to get that refund back from University of Sunderland. We would keep messaging them, and they're like, oh, we've sent it out and you will get it shortly. So you can imagine, I was really skeptical about these new applications, and I just kept praying that it would not be like this other one, right? So even when I uploaded this document, I would still like wait for them to accept it before I move on to like the next stage. So I uploaded those documents, and it would take them a while to accept. I think it took them a week to accept like the first one, and they're like, okay, they've accepted my official transcript. I uploaded the reference letters, and okay, accepted. I think the whole of September I was just really waiting for them to accept those documents, right? And then after seeing that, they've accepted the 3, and the next stage was going to be pay school fees. At that point, from A was really, really taking long, so we just did a bank-to-bank transfer, and I think the next day they acknowledged to my school fees. But I was still saying God. So before I even signed with them, I called. I sent messages, I sent mails. I was like, please, would you guys accept students who has had like a previous UK visa refusal before? And of course they will not just say no straight up, and like, just be genuine, just state everything, don't hide anything. So you get to, oh, still God, please, I beg. After going through all of this, no, please. So at this point, University of Sunderland has now like refunded. So after that, I paid school fees again, and the next stage was, they changed to my offer, so unconditional offer. I was like, okay, we're moving. I changed it to unconditional offer, and then they opened the CAS shield for me. So in the CAS shield, they're like, document again that you need to submit and all of that. So remember that I've had my proof of funds like waiting since, it was waiting for University of Sunderland, but since Sunderland, did that, whatever they did to me, I still had that money there. I still had my tuberculosis test done, so I was just submitting these things now to Anglia Ruskin University. So series of documents to submit on your CAS shield. So I did that, and the next stage was, Anglia Ruskin would do a pre-CAS interview, but Sunderland would not do that, so I waited, and normally they would usually call and then schedule a Zoom meeting or a Skype meeting, but I think I just saw it pop on my portal, and they're like, oh, the inflow of students was a lot, and so they just placed it in on our portal, so we should just click on it when we are ready and have the recorded interview. Man, I was scared, but luckily I got added to a group chat who had intending students of Anglia Ruskin, so I got to ask questions on likely questions that would be asked in my interview, and it really helped. It really helped, things to say, what not to say, and all of that. So I mean, I think I held on to it for like a day or two, and then I was like, let me just do this thing and move on, And I had the interview, network was fine and all of that, and finished. And then your CAS will start reading, your CAS shield rather will start reading. So I finished, I think at the end of the day it was like 25%. I mean, the next day was 36%. And then the afternoon I checked again, it was like 69%. And I woke up the next day to see that, oh, it was 100% that night. And I mean, it was really, really fast. I mean, for others I was here 2 weeks and all that, like, wow, this was just God. And I got it like in 2 days. I got my CAS number, I got everything, and of course the next step was visa application, and I started doing all of that, putting my documents, and of course stated again that I've had a previous, and then I started praying again, God, I finished with Anglia-Roski. It's now time for visa application. God, I beg, I've gone through a lot already this year, please. So I mean, the month September, October was, really beautiful because of the way the admission process was just moving smooth and all of that. No hitch at all. It was really smooth. And then November, it was time to apply for visa. I applied, paid IHS fee. I think that one was just fluctuating at that point. At that point, I think it was $845. And for IHS fee, I mean, IHS depends on the number of years you want to, or month you would spend in the UK. Mine is a 1-year course and public health, and I paid IHS fee, and then the next one you would pay is the visa fee, and I think my visa fee was $435 as well. I think approximately everything was like $1,300, you would say. I did that on 3rd November, standard of course, and I got a date for 18th of November, right? And of course I chose Ikeja. Ikeja, I saw Shege. I chose Ikeja. It was a Friday, and of course, I went to Ikeja, and oh my goodness, my appointment was for 10:30. I mean, they allowed me go in by 10, but I got inside and there was this queue that I just did not understand. It wasn't even a queue because it wasn't moving. Everybody was just everywhere, and I'm like, Jesus, VI is not even like, because the other one, the previous one where I got that refusal, I did that in VI, and it was so organized. It was straightforward. There was nothing like this. But Ikeja, oh my goodness. So at a point, one of them came out, and they were like, oh, if you know that you've uploaded everything in your house, you won't need to pay for it. Funny enough, my friends have been telling me, so when you finish this one, just pay for courier service to bring your passport to you, because going back to the Ikeja is hell. They will push you, they stamp it, there's all of this. So I mean, I had planned to like pay 8,000 for delivery of the passport, but I mean, when the man said, oh, if you know you've done everything from your house, you're not going to pay for anything, you won't need assistance to do everything, just come to this other place and just get your biometrics done. At that point I couldn't wait again, because I didn't even understand the queue. I didn't even see anything that was moved. So at that point I'm like, okay, let me just go and do biometrics. I'll come again like this and fight and get passport. So that was how I went to do biometrics, and it was really, really, smooth. Finished. I think I even finished because I entered by 10. I think I even finished before 11:45 thereabout. Yeah, and then I left, and then that part every day. So I mean, that day, like in the evening, of course I was tracking it, transferred to the decision making center, and then it would move to received by decision making center. I mean, at the night of that day, it was on those 2 ticks, and then they're like, God, every day they're like, God, please, did I make any mistake in this? God, please, God, I've had a refusal before. I hope everything I wrote tallied with this one. I mean, there were just so many. Sometimes you're just sitting down, so at a point, I think, I did that on Friday. I checked all through on Monday, and I think Monday was still at DMC rather. And then from that Monday, I just said I won't check this thing again. My blood pressure is really getting high. I won't check it again. I'll just wait till end of the week. I waited till the end of the week, nothing moved. And I was like, God, this next week that we're entering to, I want to collect it. I can't do this thing no more, please. And then I just said that Monday, I'm not going to open that portal again until like Thursday or Friday. And I tried because normal me, I'll be opening like every 5 minutes to like check, So I kept it to like Thursday. To like Friday, yeah, Friday. And Friday was when I was just lamenting with a friend. I was like, goodness me, this is taking too long. What's really happening? And then, I just decided to just go into the portal, and I just, whoa, moved to, transferred to VAC, Visa Application Center. Like, wow. And of course, when it gets to Visa Application Center, just like in the next 24 hours or 48 hours, it's going to be at, received by VAC, and then the next thing will be come and pick up your pass. So I mean, that day I was just waiting. Everybody had told me, don't worry, when it gets to you, just let me know it's coming to you today. And I think around 2:30, 3 o'clock of that Friday, yeah, was a message was sent from TLS to Keja that my visa is ready for my passport is ready for pickup. At that point again, I was waiting for the one that would say, oh, it's been approved or something. I didn't get any other message. But I mean, when I sent a message to my friend, like, oh, congratulations already, like, congratulations, I've not even seen it, but they're telling me congratulations, and okay, I was like, oh, the day has already gone, I can't go to Ikeja today from Lekki to go pick this up. So of course, first thing Monday, I'll do that. So I think it was the night of Friday. No, it wasn't. It was on Saturday, the next day. I got a message from UKVI about my BRP, my biometric residence permit, and like, oh, blah blah blah, this is to inform you that blah 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 was successful. You had to get into UK from the 9th of December, blah 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 blah. This is where you're collecting your BRP. I'm like, goodness, for you to give me BRP means that I have been, given this visa. And then I was calm, I was, okay, I could now sleep and all of that. And on Monday, boom, to Ikeja to fight again. It was a real fight this time around, to get into that place. Going inside, you queue, and I finally got my passport, and I opened it there and there, to like check it, because I mean, even when I was filling that form online, I made some really tiny mistakes. I was just praying, God, please, just show mercy. So I just stood there and decided to just open that passport and just take it. And behold, I opened it and I saw my face sitting pretty. I saw my vignette. I saw everything correct, and I was so happy. I mean, at that point I forgot about the whole sunburn that day, because I stood at that Ikeja TLS. I stood there. At that point, everything that was happening to me, I mean in Lagos that time, there was fuel scarcity, there was traffic. But maybe I got that passport. I didn't remember anything I was going through again. I was just waiting. I was really excited, and of course, I went back home. And so I started preparing to travel. So at that point, I think it was now around November, I started now getting offers from Glasgow Caledonians. Offer now came through in London. Teesside University's offer now came through. I think it was Robert Gordon who told me that it was filled up for even January 2023. Sorry, for the whole 2023, that I should apply for September 2024. I'm like, goodness gracious, amazing. Yeah, so Teesside came through finally. Hertfordshire came through finally. And I didn't hear again from Northampton. I didn't hear from Northumbria. Coventry too came through, but I think the fees was a lot. And by then I had finished up with my Anglia Ruskin University. So that's how I came about with Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridgeshire. And I mean, I'm just grateful for how far it's been. At the beginning it looked really rocky. I was almost really giving up. Every time I talk to people, and people are like, oh, my friend's own has gone through, why is your own taking this long? Why is it, I mean, people were, why is it taking this? UK is meant to be really fast. And like, I don't know what's happening. I really don't know. But I mean, grateful that everything just worked out how, I mean, God just had a plan, and everything just worked out beautifully well. So I intended to like travel before. So remember I said I'd done my TB test from like June and expiry date was December, and school starts in January, but I just wanted to be in London before it expires, because I wouldn't know if it would be checked like in the immigration office. But it wasn't checked. I wasn't even asked for a document, but just to be on the safe side, I just wanted to come in before my TB test expires, and voila, here am I in London, waiting for school. I mean, school starts January 9th, so I'm just resting before then. Yeah, so that's basically it about my application process. I mean, that has taken the whole year. And thank you for stopping by to listen to me. Please remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to drop a comment. So I mean, it's basically all going to be school workers. I mean, of course the next thing will be get BRP, open bank accounts, and do all of those. Oh, it's a lot. I mean, every day I'm here, have you done this, have you done this, have you done this? Yeah, we're taking it one step at a time. And thank you so much for the love in the last video. And see you in the next video. Bye for now.